In today's news, Premier Wheatley meets with BVI Diaspora while in the United Kingdom. ANIKA Christopher represents BVI at COP29. Honorable LUCE HODGE-SMITH addresses PPP. First District launches What's Going On in Government. Still no government funding for VISAR. Caribbean Airlines awarded. King Garden Bay Baptist Church offers free English lessons. BVI listed on FODOR'S No List of 2025. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
At Partners for Kids, your child's health and happiness are at the heart of everything we do. We've been the trusted medical home for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. And now, we are excited to welcome a new member to our family of healthcare professionals. Introducing Dr. Aisha Maxwell, our new family practitioner. Dr. Maxwell brings a wealth of experience and deep passion for pediatric and adult care, ready to join our team in providing first-rate health services to your family. At Partners for Kids, we believe in a collaborative approach to healthcare. With partners in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and clinical psychology, Partners for Kids, where caring is just the beginning. Visit us at Road Reef Plaza, Tortola, open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 284-444-5437 or reach out at info@partnersforkids.com to learn more.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Tuesday's wish to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, the Premier of the Virgin Islands, the Honorable Dr. Natayo D. Wheatley, met with a number of key stakeholders and leaders while in the United Kingdom at the Joint Ministerial Conference. While there, Premier Wheatley hosted, of course, a meet and greet with students as well as members of the diaspora at the BVI London House, engaging with BVI students and, of course, others. Wheatley spoke on the importance of his travel and engagements.
This is one of my favorite events when I come to the Joint Ministerial Council, is to be here with the students and the residents, I see some familiar faces here. I see some faces that I haven't seen before, and that's always great, because this is almost like a home away from home, especially in the cold of the winter. So persons have the opportunity to come here, to be able to interact and engage with people from back home. You get a little taste of the BVI here in London, and you have the opportunity also to engage with myself and other government officials. The type of support that they get while they're here, they can be able to speak about that. Some of the services which are provided by BVI London House, and also as you have said, if there are things that they want to share, whether it's about their experience here or even what they notice back home, especially persons who live in the diaspora up here, are often very concerned about what's happening back home, and they want to ensure that the Virgin Islands continues to grow, to develop, to be able to evolve, and they want to play a part in that.
Additionally, he said it is important for the BVI to have a very strong voice at the Joint Ministerial Conference and engage in discussions.
Well, just so persons know, right? Everybody knows we are a territory of the United Kingdom. Territory is a fancy word to say we are a colony. We are a colony.
Oh dear, that word frightens me.
Yes, but we are a colony of the United Kingdom. We have a governor that represents His Majesty the King and represents the Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Office. And one of the most important relationships we have is between the UK government and the government of the Virgin Islands. Now, every year, persons may not be aware of this, but every year, the Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Office and the Minister of the Overseas Territories, which is currently Stephen Doughty, who was recently in the BVI and other overseas territories, they host a meeting between all the overseas territories, not just the ones in the Caribbean, but also like Pitcairn and Falklands and St. Helena and all the other overseas territories, Gibraltar, that the UK government has in all of the different corners of the world. And this is the meeting where we get to discuss UK policy to the overseas territories, UK support to the overseas territories. It's for the UK overseas territories to have a voice in this relationship.
Permanent Secretary in the Premier's office, Mrs. Carolyn Stout-Igwe, led the delegation and spoke on its impact.
For the entire trip, we're expecting, well, let me start from today. It's customary that the Premier would meet with the BVI diaspora whenever he gets here. He would usually have a discussion, give them an update on what's happening in the BVI, give them a chance to ask any questions. Sometimes you have to go back, do some homework and things that they would like to see. And then you get a chance to meet and greet with them on a personal, on a one-on-one basis. And then usually he would have a reception, a BVI reception, where you invite friends of the BVI and some of the parliamentarians that would support us. But this year, because of the schedule with other receptions happening, he's unable to do that this year. But in terms of the meeting tomorrow, going into Wednesday and Thursday, so Monday will be the political council meeting where he gets a chance to meet with other overseas territories meeting. This is kind of like a pre-meeting before the joint ministerial council meeting. So more than likely the agenda items that will be on the GMC agenda, those will be discussed tomorrow. Sometimes they can form common positions going into GMC. And then on Tuesday, there's an opportunity for him to have a bilateral meeting with the OT minister. We know he was just here in the BVI, but we have some other areas that we would like to have further discussions with him on. And then there are other opportunities for persons, key persons that the Premier would like to meet while he's here based on his subject portfolio or on anything else that we think is topical that he needs to address. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, you move into the Joint Ministerial Council meeting, and that's where all the overseas territories then get together with the United Kingdom government. You have various topics on the agenda, and they have discussions, and you're hoping that by the time you come out of the meeting, you have joint understanding and agreement on certain areas.
BVI law student Ms. Akia Herbert shared what she's embarking on in the UK.
So BVI, I am here in London because after having finished my undergrad law degree in law, I've now moved on to my bar course studies in London. So after a year of studies, I will move back to the BVI where I can contribute more to the legal landscape in whichever field I decide to get into.
Additionally, Ms. Herbert spoke about looking forward to returning home to the British Virgin Islands to serve in the legal profession.
I am excited to move back. Obviously, having just had so many experiences abroad, I feel like it would be good to definitely integrate that into my everyday life. And just even having been a lawyer when I move back, I know there's so many people in the law profession that I can learn from. So I'm really excited to kind of meet those that live in the BVI, the locals, and even the expats alike in the law firms, in the government offices. I feel like there's so much I can learn as an up-and-coming aspiring lawyer. So I'm really excited for that.
As the Global Climate Conference, COP29, took place in Baku, one Virgin Islander made her mark. Ms. ANIKA Christopher, a writer from the British Virgin Islands, participated in the launch of the Writing for Our Lives, a Caribbean climate justice system, titled Today, of course, at the event. The anthology was an initiative of the Trinidad and Tobago-based nonprofit, the Cropper Foundation. Christopher's work was featured in the anthology's preview, which is available as a free ebook download as of November 18th. She shared with Tweet4 Media her excitement surrounding participating within the event.
Being able to participate in COP this year is truly an incredible experience. It's one where I get to connect with other like-minded persons all across the world who are equally passionate about climate justice. And seeing that as young people, we are really at the front line of the fight for a better future and a better world I think it's so important for us to be present at these international meetings and really have a voice in these global discussions. And as someone from a small island developing state, the BVI, I think it's even more important to have a space to amplify our voices internationally and really advance the movement and bring necessary attention and action to the concerns of our region.
At the COP29 launch event, Christopher read excerpts from her contribution and joined a panel discussion on mainstreaming climate justice issues in the Caribbean region. She was one of 6 writers from across the Caribbean representing in the preview, which spanned fiction, poetry, and creative nonfiction. She stressed the power of creative art in bringing about meaningful change in climate justice space.
All across the world, more and more activists are using and are tapping into the power of the creative arts as a tool for advocacy and for advancing social change. So with that said, I'm really looking forward to reading my original poem that's going to be featured in the upcoming Caribbean Climate Justice Anthology titled Writing for Our Lives.
The full anthology is slated for publication in early of 2025. It aims to amplify Caribbean voices as well as perspectives on the urgent issue of climate change and its disproportionate impact on the region. While the government of the Virgin Islands did not have a strong presence at COP29, ANIKA Christopher's participation ensured the BVI had a voice as the global climate conversation unfolded. In line, of course, with this, she also served in the capacity of a communication specialist on climate change as part of the OECS delegation. Junior Minister for Culture and Tourism, the Honorable LUCE HODGE-SMITH, recently spoke on the Government of the Virgin Islands Public-Private Partnership Initiative, which will seek to help improve various series and services within the territory through varied partnerships with various agencies.
Well, we spoke about it before. I mentioned it in the House of Assembly when I did speak under other business. And the Premier also, of course, mentioned it in the budget speech yesterday. And I am really, really excited about this project. It's public-private partnership. It's not a new initiative. It's been done before, and the Premier did mention as well that, you know, the Ministry of Education, using the assistance from donors such as Unite BVI, that in a sense is a public-private partnership. But this one in particular, I'm excited about it, as I said. It's because we're actually involving more of the public in terms of, well, the private sector, I should say. The public aspect of it would be the government's contribution, and the private sector would be the businesses. So this one is the Rotown Development Project. And basically what we're trying to do with this PPP is to transform our capital. Using, yes, some of the plans that have been put in place before that weren't necessarily implemented over the years, but using the talents and the intellect, I should say, because I'm very proud to work with these civil servants from the Department of Town and Country Planning. Some plans that they had on the shelf, we just pull them out, dust them off, and we're going to try to get them implemented. So basically, it's some plans that we're going to be putting in place to transform the town, making it a bit more pedestrian friendly, making it a bit more healthy in terms of green spaces, and making it a little bit more active.
She highlighted the various projects expected to be conducted as a result.
One of the projects that we definitely want to see, even if it gets started and not completed, but we want to get, not that I say not completed, but started by next year and then hopefully completed by the end of our term, is a boardwalk. And then there was a stretch of pathway from First Caribbean Bank to Vanderpool's Plaza that has been on the plans for quite some time. We're going to get that fixed as well and make it a little bit more attractive and more pedestrian friendly as well. And also we're going to be looking at the the sidewalks, not just for ably person, but to continue the plans that has been started in the town area to make it more wheelchair friendly for persons who need to use the wheelchairs. And we also have the beautification aspect of it. We're looking at the green spaces in terms of using a bit more the bigger trees and making it more green. Okay, great. So what we've decided to do is that we've involved the businesses, and we have two chairs, like we have co-chairs. I'm one of the chairs, and the other chair is from the business sector. And then we also have someone from the private sector, business sector, who's also going to serve as a finance controller of these projects. So how it works is that government puts in some finances, cash and kind, and businesses are going to also put in cash on kind. So it's a partnership.
Viewers, up next, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada! At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Residents of the 1st Electoral District will soon have a fresh opportunity to better understand and engage with government processes through a new initiative titled What's Going On in Government. This interactive community meeting series, spearheaded by 1st District Representative, the Honorable Carl Dawson, and his committee, District 1, debuts on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, at Key Villas Lounge, Carrot Bay, starting at 6 p.m. Designed as a casual and inclusive forum, the program aims to demystify government operations, foster open dialogue on pressing issues, as well as encourage residents to propose practical solutions. Each session will feature guest speakers presenting on key topics, while also providing a platform for attendees to voice concerns or seek clarity on government actions. The Honorable Dr. Dawson shared his vision for the initiative, stating, and I quote, "It is essential for citizens to understand how government functions, to actively and meaningfully participate in its process. As our territory grows, building informed and engaged communities is critical. These sessions will offer insight into government operations, opportunities to review legislative proposals, and a chance to question ongoing initiatives. The inaugural meeting will spotlight the government's budget process, currently in the Standing Finance Committee phase. Representatives from the Ministry of Finance will provide insights into this critical topic. The event will be featured and hosted at Key Villas Lounge, owned by local entrepreneur Jerry Cooper. Similar accessible and welcoming venues will be used for future sessions, which are scheduled to occur every 2 months. The next meeting is planned for January of 2025, with the exact date to be announced soon. This initiative underscores Dr. Dawson's commitment, he says, to fostering transparency, accountability, and community involvement in governance. Residents are encouraged to attend and take an active role in shaping the future of the 1st District and the wider territory. In a recent interview on the local talk show Talking Points, Phil Aspinall, operations manager of the Virgin Islands Search and Rescue, disclosed that the organization receives no annual funding from the government of the Virgin Islands. VISAR, which plays an extensive and critical role in emergency response and rescue efforts, operates solely through fundraising and the commitment of its volunteer team, Aspinall noted. He stated that a government...
We model it on the RNLI, which is purely voluntary, you know, and over there, if you're ever in England and you watch the TV, they've got huge adverts running all the time. They ask people to donate, they ask people to pledge. Right. Many of the villages and towns that have a boat, it's hereditary. You know, father went out, so the son goes out, and the grandfather used to go out. And the grandfather used to row. The new kid's got his jet ski. You know, so the technology's changed, but the families of the traditional people. And it's always been a voluntary.
He stated that a government subvention would be greatly received to support VISAR's over $300,000 in annual operational cost. However, Aspinall expressed caution about such funding, citing concerns that it could impact VISAR's autonomy and operational model.
There's probably an element of me in that, you know, if I'm not taking your money, then you can't tell me what to do. Of course.
Fair enough.
You know, I don't want to become a boss,
compromised,
compromised, in that way. You know, so I think sort of we're apolitical.
Well, a subvention doesn't.
Hopefully, doesn't. Not pull the strings.
It shouldn't, because it's just a contribution. It's their contribution.
It will be greatly received in truth. You know.
He also lamented misconceptions about the organization's access to funds, clarifying that fundraising barely covers VISAR's expenses.
I think there is some misconceptions. I mean, my operating costs are $350,000 a year.
Right.
And I raise that by banging on doors. You know, yacht club doors or whatever. We have our fundraising initiatives at Government House. We have the ice rink coming up.
Talk to us about that.
So we have those, and people think that we are a very wealthy organisation, you know, whereas over the years expenses go up with technology.
Of course.
You know, and so we about break even. You know, but I have to bang on doors and work hard. We've got a whole fundraising team that are constantly busy. So it would be nice if somebody was saying, here's a subvention, you know, that would take the pressure off. So we would still try and raise the 350, but then we've got some for an emergency. At some point, you may have an accident with the boat.
I think a proposal should be done, and if anybody in authority is listening and can move the needle,
should be considered.
I think, and at this stage, in 2024 from 1988, that should have been a consideration in my opinion.
Caribbean Airlines has been awarded the prestigious Apex 4-star major airline rating for 2024 based on passenger feedback. This is the second consecutive year the airline has achieved this distinction. The Apex Awards are based solely on neutral third-party passenger ratings gathered through Apex's partnership with Triplet. Less than 8% of the nearly 600 airlines evaluated worldwide earned the 4-star rating. Caribbean Airlines CEO Garvin Madeira said the award reflects the airline's commitment to providing a consistently high-quality customer experience. Even as it expands, he thanked passengers for their confidence and recognized the hard work of the airline's employees as well as industry partners. Caribbean Airlines operates the largest network within the region and remains dedicated, they say, to enhancing connectivity and service across the Caribbean region. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Orange alert! Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon. Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you. That's right. CCT will be visiting ANIKA every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered. No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, ANIKA.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. King Garden Bay Baptist Church in Tortola, British Virgin Islands is offering free English tutoring for adults as part of a new program led by educator HODGE-SMITH. The sessions held at the church will help participants in improving their English skills, such as reading, comprehension, pronunciation, and fluency. Smith reflected on the first session held on November 14th and invited interested persons to come to the next session on December 5th during the church's service this past Sunday.
We told you that we give back, right? And we know for some of us, English is a first language. For others, English is a second language. Other people, we just need a little brush up, right? We just need a little brush up. We haven't been in school for years. And so we just are piloting a new program called The Teacher Is In. And that offers free. Someone say free? Someone say free? Because Jesus paid it all, but free English classes. Free, can you imagine? Free English classes. But I don't want to take your thunder. Please tell them a little bit more about your initiative. That is, of course, in collaboration with the church. We had our first session this week. Woo, woo, woo! And it was awesome. So here you go. I was going to say minister. Sister Rochelle Smith.
Good morning, church. I am an English and Spanish teacher, and I love to teach. And I am happy to invite anyone and everyone who needs a little brush up. Maybe you finished school and there are certain things you're not so strong on. You didn't finish school and there are certain things you didn't understand. You have your master's degree, but your subjects and your verbs don't quite match. No matter where you fall, it's a safe space for adults to ask questions, to learn a little bit more, to just brush up your reading, your writing, your speaking, your listening. You are invited. Our next session is December 5th. It's a Thursday evening. We're going to be upstairs. I'm going to be waiting with a smile. And if Spanish is your language, si el español es su lengua materna, yo puedo ayudarle con el inglés. Okay, so please, venga por favor. Please come out. I'm happy to help. I'm excited to help. Can you tell? So come on out. The next session is December 5th. The QR code just asks you to answer a few questions so that I can better prepare myself to help you. So please come out. If you see me and you want to ask a question, ask me. Call the church office, send an email. But I'm excited to help you. Please come.
The British Virgin Islands has found itself on FODOR'S Travel No List 2025. A compilation of 15 destination travelers are urged to reconsider due to the strain of over-tourism. While the BVI's inclusion underscores its allure as a world-class destination, the critique highlights significant challenges facing the territory's tourism sector and infrastructure. Central to the critique is the overwhelming emphasis on cruise tourism. The publication noted that between January and June of 2024, the BVI welcomed a record-breaking 683,000 visitors, a 17% increase from the same period in 2023. Cruise ship passengers accounted for some 70% of arrivals, while overnight stays, a higher spending demographic, remained at 24% below their 2017 peak. FODOR noted that the disparity in these statistics has raised red flags among local stakeholders. Using examples raised by Allington Gumption Creaky, owner of Sea It Clear Tours. Opposition, the Honorable Myron V. Walwyn, Minister of Communications and Works, the Honorable Kai M. Reimer, and former Director of the BVI Tourist Board, Sharon Flax Brutus, to support its position. FODOR also pointed to the absence of a comprehensive tourism plan since 2011 and the $100 million loan which was recently approved for infrastructure improvement to the territory. However, it noted that the sum was far short of the total necessary for critical infrastructure projects, which is estimated to be around some $700 million. Premier Dr. The Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley was also mentioned in the publication with a focus on his pledge to introduce a national tourism strategic plan by mid-2025 following the release of a policy framework. FODOR noted that despite the promise, the protracted timeline and lack of an existing overarching policy have fueled skepticism about the government's ability to address long-standing challenges. Viewers, that is it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, as well as our WhatsApp channel for daily updates. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. Happy Tuesday. Goodbye.